Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sri Hasna Ramadhanti. I am the LSPR Communication and Business Institute Indonesia student under the supervision of Mr. Charles Bonar, Sirait. I am here today to talk to you about climate change issue that is very important for the sustainable world. I would like to present the sustainable issues include climate change in some countries as part of important sustainable world issues. People are calling it crisis of our time, and it is climate change. But it's easy to get lost in this history. The science is dense, the politics gets in the way. World leaders are meeting in Madrid to talk about the climate crisis and how to slow it down. They are under pressure for millions of people around the world calling for concrete action. So, what is exactly we doing wrong and how do we fix it? We are going to kick this off with some basic science. There are the levels of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere over hundreds of thousands of years. We started to breaking CO2 records in 1950 and we have to not stop since. Scientists say there is 95% chance that human activity is the cause. We've been burning more and more fossil fuels like oil and coal, which release CO2 to power our homes, factories, airplanes, and cars. There's also a lot more of us. The global population has tripled in the past 70 years and we are consuming more products from animals that release another pollutant called methane. So, all those gases are in the air, and when sunlight gets into the Earth's atmosphere, some of the heat gets trapped, and the planet gets warmer. That's why they call it the greenhouse effect. Director Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research, Johan Rockström, said that is actually the warmest temperature on Earth since the last ice age since 10,000 years ago. The UN says that right now, our world is about 1 degree hotter than the pre-industrial times. That's around the year 1800, which is okay. In fact, the UN says if we warm by 1.5 degrees before the end of the century, we should be fine. The UN even says 2 degrees would probably be alright. But again, the problem is speed, because right now we are on track to hit 1.5 degrees in only 10 years. And if we don't slow that warming down, it could mean catastrophe within my lifetime, and maybe yours too. Climate activist Severin Suzuki said that climate change is happening. We are well into the 6th mass extinction event. Sea levels are rising about 3 millimeters a year because seawater expands as temperatures get warmer. Melting ice sheets and glaciers also add trillions of tons of freshwater into our ocean. People around the world are already losing their homes, and if things carry on, millions more of us will have to pack up too. Entire coastal cities could be underwater within 80 years like Miami in the US or Osaka in Japan. Entire island nations in the Pacific could completely disappear. Secretary General United Nations Antonio Guterres said that natural disasters are becoming more and more intense, more frequent with devastating consequences, the dramatic impact of droughts in different parts of the world. All of this is creating a situation that is a real threat to humankind, and we are not doing enough. Now, there is a plan to slow all this down. Back in 2016, world leaders signed that so-called Paris Agreement. And the big pledge is to cap temperatures rising by 1.5 degrees or a maximum of 2 before the year 2100. So, countries set their own targets on how much CO2 they emit. But there's the thing. 3 years after the agreement, global CO2 levels are still going up. Lead author United Nations 2019 Emission Gap Report, John Christensen, said that CO2 emissions have been going up the last year by 2%, so that's actually above the average of the last 10 years. So it started to increase again and it doesn't look too good. In some ways, we're going backwards. US President Donald Trump said that the United States will cease all implementation of the non-binding Paris Accord and the draconian financial and economic burdens the agreement imposes on our country. The US, one of the world's biggest polluters, has pulled out of the Paris deal. Russia and China are accused of not giving themselves ambitious targets in the first place. Turkey and Poland want to build more power plants that use coal. And then there's the skeptics. General Secretary EIKE Wolfgang Mueller said that it's political decision that it's man-made global warming. On the other hand, there is a positive momentum. There is more awareness and some countries are making progress. India, Morocco, and the Gambia have massive renewable energy projects. But experts say what's needed now is an even bigger push to change everything about the way we run our world. Director Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research, Johan Rostorm, said that everyone can do that by shifting to renewable energy, reducing the use of cars, use trains more, and cycle more. Eat less meat, consume a bit more carefully. So, where does that leave us? Well, there's only so much bike riding and light bulb replacing you and I can do every day. But the truth is that it's those everyday things that are going to change anyway. Even coffee could run out of farmers can grow it. So the expert advice is that it's down to all of us to change our way and shake things up, or climate change is going to do it for us. As we bring our climate change issues in some countries as part of important sustainable world issues, I would like to thank you for your attention and hope that this sharing session gives all of you a clear understanding of climate change issues in some countries around the world. If you have need further and detailed information regarding the issues, kindly text the comment column below and have a great sustainable world. Thank you!